Aloha, Mother Fathers. Welcome in to another episode of the Side Hustle Wrestling Podcast, broadcasting across pretty much everything at this point. We're there. Kyle Cornell, AA Anthony Alford with you, as always.
Yeah.
A special day today, and that's, of course, everywhere you guys can find us and follow us, right behind us on the beautiful green screen. So we are doing something special because Grandpa Pete is finally taking his vacation - sabbatical - I don't know. Can he get on a plane? We're going to find out. But he's going to go.
What are you doing? Why are we taping all these shows today? What are you doing?
So combative.
I'm on assignment. I'm not saying
I'm
what
on
I'm
assignment.
I'm not saying what
Turn
I'm
your
doing.
mic off.
Here's
You're on
what-
assignment.
Here, everybody,
Assignment.
go to
I'm on
my
assignment, too.
house while I'm not in town. Thanks, Anthony.
To find the best applesauce.
I would think you worked in media or something at one point.
No, got kicked out.
You got kicked out.
I'm sorry.
Funny. Yeah, there he goes. He's gone.
I'm off the stream. I didn't mean that, man. I'm off the stream.
Well, my house.
As God is my witness in front of my child, he said this.
My house is.
That's going to be a fun conversation when he's like 12 or 13. Hey, Dad, so about your media career, what
Right.
happened with, Yeah.
No, don't worry. We're going to burn the tape. Don't worry.
No, you're going to promote it. You're not going to burn it.
My house will not be empty. So.
Well, yeah, you have furniture and stuff in there, right?
Yeah. And a very large person staying there. Wow.
Oh, a very large
My
person.
brother-in-law will be
Don't
staying
talk
there.
about
No,
don't
my
talk-
brother-in-law
We're
is.
shaming now? What?
Oh,
in the
man.
world
My
are we
brother-in-law is
doing?
So
6'8".
you went career shamed. Now we're fat shaming our family. What a start to the podcast. This is fantastic.
I didn't say he was fat. He's 6'8".
This is what Saturday Night Live cold opens used to
Yeah,
be like.
you're
Yeah,
right.
This is
Just-
So
just
tall
hysteria.
Wait a minute. That should be every week.
Oh,
What a
good Lord.
start to episode 79.
Listen, I wish I was 5'2" under as well, but I can't get there. I
5'6".
apologize.
Get that right. According to the city of
5'2".
Cleveland. I was measured.
You were measured
Yes, city of
by the
Cleveland.
city of Cleveland.
Yes.
Not a hospital.
City
Not
of
a
Cleveland.
doctor.
We had COVID tests. I was measured. They said I was 5'6".
I just picture the mayor
Don't
walking
ask-
up to you.
don't-
All right, yeah, stand here. Put your back to the wall.
We're not going to sit here and act like they didn't include my afro at the time. Yeah, 5'6".
So I was right.
No, you wasn't.
That afro was at least 4 inches tall.
That was a damn good afro.
It was a beautiful afro.
It was.
It was. But it did give you a lot of height.
I had to get rid of it.
You stop lying to people at this point. He was telling people it was 5'10". I was like, nah, you can't do that. You can't get
No, so
Well, you always know when Anthony's going to go to Cedar Point because he lets that thing grow out so he can get
Yeah.
on the rides.
Just in case. He
Just
is
in
technically
case.
tall enough, but we want to
Listen.
make sure.
listen,
Yeah.
America, Cleveland,
In that order.
Iran, wherever we're seen.
They don't get. We don't. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're blocked there
Oh yeah, we are blocked.
for some reason.
That might be for the best. Listen, okay? Don't get mad at me because I can ride every single ride at Cedar Point.
Today. You tall shamed me like 5 seconds ago. Hey, by the way, our new sponsor, DUBBY Energy, fantastic. Use that promo code SHWP10 for 10% off. We're getting in on the new wave of energy mixes in the market, and this is fantastic.
So I just got the sample
Yeah.
earlier this week.
Mm-hmm.
Legit.
It's actually really
Not
good.
even kidding.
It's so good.
It actually helped me this week at work.
What flavor did you get?
I got this one. I
Yeah?
got this one, and actually, both of these. Really good.
Mm-hmm.
Really good. And I'm not kidding. When you're working, so we both have work from home jobs, so it's
Right.
like, man, you got to get energy and everything. Yeah. Good to go.
Oh, yeah.
Good to go. A lot of good stuff.
And you don't get like
Blue
all like
Tropical
yeah.
Punch, Blue Ras. I love the name first off, but then it tastes good too. Blue Ras, Purple Grape.
Yep.
Get it all set up, ready to go.
Told you I'm a big like grape flavor
Mhm.
person. Like it's good for me, and that's this thing is a home run.
And the good thing too, you get your energy, you get your necessary energy. There's no sugar.
Right.
You know, no sugar, no artificial.
That's why
anything like that.
I can't do like the Red Bulls and stuff like that, just because you get jittery and stuff too
Yeah.
sometimes, or you have to drink another one or whatever. This gives you long lasting energy too to get through your day
Right.
in a healthy way as well. So,
Yeah, and that's you could tell when the difference between a good energy drink like this and a bad one.
right.
One more time for our audio listeners.
Yeah. So it's SHWP10. type that promo code in. Of course, you can find the link. It's going to be up on our link tree, as well as all scattered throughout our social medias. Get that 10% off. WrestleMania Energy. Again, new kind of brand in the energy wave. They've been aggressive working with people. They saw us. We saw them. Match made in heaven. And honestly, again, we don't get behind a product or a person or anything like that unless we think it's something that we really would like or enjoy, or a person we like and enjoy. Obviously, Mike, we had Megan. You guys are going to see her next week, too, on the show. It's going to be great. But this is what we're talking about. This kind of thing, there's a reason why we put our name on this. It's really good, so let's give it a shot.
And you'll see the promo code throughout the show on the bottom of the screen right there, so
That's
you'll
right.
definitely see it.
In case you forget, you're not going to.
Yeah, you're not going. I'm telling you, it's good stuff. And I know a lot of people haven't tried it before. It's really good. Really good. I got again, this week. Man, you were not kidding. This is good stuff.
Seriously.
We got some things to talk about this week on the show. We got some clips that we're going to play for you. Apparently, I said something this past weekend, and got
for the
social
first
media
time.
stirring.
For the first time on the Side Hustle Wrestling Podcast Mediaverse, Anthony Alford defended women. So I'm proud of him, and we're going to highlight that today. So I'm very excited that you finally got on this side of the aisle with me, and I appreciate that. And we're going to highlight that, like I said before, again, a little bit later in the show. Give it its nice own spot.
To maximize this compliment, we're going to play the entirety of the clip.
Oh, we are.
We're playing the entirety of the clip. That way I can maximize my compliment number for the
for
year.
3 minutes. For 3 minutes, you figured it out. It was great. Like, that was...
For the year.
I told him, like, after he did it and he posted it, and I was like, you know what? That's probably one of the best takes you've had in the year and a half we've done this. Maybe since I've known you. It's been over a decade, dude. Like, I mean,
That's crazy.
Yeah. Or would August technically be a decade? Yeah.
825 days.
Yeah.
Back in 2015.
Look at us.
Look at us.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Is it too late for that meme? Probably a little bit.
Probably a little bit. Let's talk about Night of Champions Fallout.
Oh, man, what a picture.
I'm not kidding. Fallout.
Wow. Yeah. Well, Charles Robinson's deceased now, so that's cool. John Cena just murking referees at this point, but
Man, listen. So, big Fallout. We're not going to talk about. You can look up SmackDown spoilers if you want, but
no,
you know,
I'm not gonna.
Night of Champions. We have Raw. So this is overall. This segment is just going to be Night of Champions and Raw Fallout, just in general.
Right.
And we want to start off obviously with the main event happenings. John Cena retaining, of course. Punk and Seth Rollins continuing. A lot of other stuff. Penta taking his time to save people.
Gotta get the walk in.
Yes, he was.
Gotta get the walk in. No one's
That's
in a
how
rush.
I'm going to do. Like, I'm going to take my steps. I'm just going to.
Yeah, when you see someone getting beat up, I like to walk sideways. I like to pose to people that are also watching by too. Take my time to help them. Yeah.
Well, you don't want to get knocked out like Charles Robinson.
But he got leveled.
Oh, my God.
That's 2 years John Cena played like JUCO football. Just went back in his head. He's like, ooh.
I remember your. It might have been one of your reacts about like man. It's
It wasn't about him because he got leveled. It was the other ref.
Oh yeah,
because
okay.
John Cena technically
right.
he shoulder tackled 2 referees that
You're
night.
right. You're
the
right.
first one, the ref that was actually refereeing
Yeah.
the match, gets a random just a little bump shoulder tackle. He's out longer than that dude was.
I thought you were talking about Charles Robinson.
Yeah,
I'm
no. I was going to attend his funeral. I was ready.
I'm like, he won't work another show.
Listen, for a grown man, 50 plus years old, to have both feet in the air like that, something's going on with him. Like he's feeling it still, probably.
What was your biggest takeaway? I mean, this is like a multi-tier question, but from the main event, a lot happened. What was your takeaway from the Night of Champions main event?
Expected.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of expected John to win the match. Seth Rollins is confusing to me. I think that's the one. I said it in the reacts too from the other night, but like I don't. He painted it on Raw like the goal has always been to keep CM Punk from winning the championship. You called the referee down to the ring, like you wanted to cash in on Punk to win the championship because they were both part of the match.
Correct. Yeah.
Make it a triple threat. He literally did it before 10 years ago. So I don't. Yeah, I mean the match was good for what it was.
Yeah.
But the ending of John Cena match is not a fan. So
I have noticed online people are starting to catch on the WWE pay-per-view main event formula. Now, there are people who are complaining about it, and I understand the complaint because it's every week, or every show, it's the, highly anticipated main event, a lot of cinema, a lot of stuff going on, interference, Avengers. It's basically WrestleMania 40 main event, but like every show.
right.
And there are some people who are like, I'm kind of catching on to this and don't like it. For this show, the word expected is spot on because everything was expected.
Yeah.
There's a part of me in the short term of like, you know what? Would it have been too bad to give CM Punk the championship? Like, actually shock people, for once. But I understand the bigger picture, the bigger story.
Well, no, because every other title is changing hands now, except the one that we actually care about for the most to change hands in. So there you go. I mean, it was crazy, honestly.
Can I just reference real quick again? This photo is just unbelievable. Let's talk briefly, too, about John Cena and his character development. And it ain't all the way. No human ever changes in real life overnight. But you are starting to see a little bit of the redemption. And I'm getting a different take on the John Cena retirement tour. And it's starting to make sense. Cena, blaming the fans for everything. Once the fans started to see his point of view, which the fans are starting to see his point of view on some things, Cena is starting to peel back and starting to revert a little bit back to what he was. And it's adding depth to this retirement tour and his overall character. It's starting to fit.
He didn't even cheat. Like, he could have used a title and didn't. Even after the hug and the look, he didn't try to kick him in the balls. He tried to kick him in the stomach. The kick was above his belt. Like, he's slowly reverting back to a lot of the face things, even with heel undertones.
Right.
Some overtones. But I mean, like,
I'm not expecting, the next time he shows up on television to just come on out and dap up Stu and, in the whole nine. But you see the ending. I mean, you are seeing the finish line. And I love the character development. I love how every person he has faced, you're seeing that peel back. We talked about it last week on this show about how each person he has fought has brought a different dynamic. And, of course, CM Punk is always going to bring out that in you. And again, Seth Rollins, he could have let Seth Rollins kind of embrace that hate. And he's like, no, you're not going to win. This ain't going to work that way. And obviously, too, you're not cashing in on me either. That's not happening, but you're starting to see it.
That was my biggest, again, like I said, why. Like, the Seth thing. Your both champions have to be on notice. Okay, so you were trying to cash in, but then you're saying simultaneously that your main reason why you were there, the only reason why you went was for Punk, even though you brought the referee down to cash. Like, that's the part that is just like, he's contradicting himself now, and the more it sat with me, the explanation, the more I'm like, man, they need to get to the fucking point with this.
They're starting to. So this whole Plan B thing,
it better be for somebody.
Me.
It better be for somebody.
I know.
We're recording this before NXT.
Yeah.
Because we're obviously, like we said before from Pete earlier in the show, we're taking a few weeks here. So we're getting a couple episodes out of the way early before All-In, Evolution, all that stuff. We'll be back the week after that.
Right.
For, obviously, recap on a whole bunch of stuff. But better be. Because this is, and again, we only have a month until SummerSlam.
I know.
That's when we're going to get this Punk and Rollins thing coming to a head, I assume. So, like,
and Roman.
Possibly. Because, let's run that back from WrestleMania.
I'm saying Roman like it's a bad thing.
He may not show up.
And it probably is, but, like, the fans want to see Roman.
He's got a movie, though, in August he's got to film. So I don't know if he's going to... He might just skip this year for SummerSlam. Not like he's not getting paid.
Yeah.
Homie's still getting the check. So, I mean, he'll just wait till when the movie's done and he'll show up for Survivor Series
By
or
the
something.
way,
I don't know.
him and Cody in line to get the new Street Fighter movie.
Yeah.
2026.
Yeah.
Man, that'll be cool. That'd be cool. It's just... I laugh every time I look at this.
Yeah. His face is the worst part.
This man.
He's been through a lot.
Listen, this guy refereed. He was the official for Goldberg versus Hulk Hogan in WCW Nitro 1998.
Oh my God.
Senior official. This man's been in the game forever.
Full circle. He'll call it the Goldberg match too with Gunther because why not? Probably was a request by Goldberg.
Yeah.
I want him to be in there with me.
I want little Nate. I want little Nate.
Make us look bigger. Get in there.
Love the storytelling with Cody and Randy Orton. I love the match.
The match was
that
great.
was actually my favorite match of the day.
Yeah.
Love the storytelling there. Of course, Randy Orton pulling back on Cody.
Shocker. Yeah.
Could have finish the job.
Well, now they're planting the seeds of like, hey, I pulled back, but Cody's going to do enough good things, and Randy's going to be stuck in the same spot to where it's eventually going to flip, and that will be a feud. I imagine probably after whenever Seth wins the title, whoever gets the championship next, when Cody eventually wins it, that'll be his first big feud, I imagine, with Randy, or it'll be set up for a WrestleMania, SummerSlam, whatever.
So when we come back after these next couple weeks, we will get more in depth into Cody and Cena.
Yeah.
As the SummerSlam Night 2 main event.
It'll be the main event again, yeah.
We'll get more into it once WWE gets into SummerSlam.
I'm telling you right now, if they run back the 2 main events from WrestleMania at SummerSlam, because what you just said a couple seconds ago was Punk, Rollins, and Reigns, and then Cena and Rhodes is already locked in.
Yeah.
I'm going to be I'm not looking forward to that. I want Punk and Rollins definitively done. I don't want Roman involved.
I agree.
I want those two to be done, and I want to be able for both of them to move the hell on, because now it's too much.
And that's why I love the detour of LA Knight facing Seth at Saturday night's main event. I thought that's brilliant.
I think they missed the chance, because honestly, I would have been cool if Punk and Rollins just staying away from each other, period, now. But like LA Knight should get the spotlight at SummerSlam with Rollins. Unfortunately, he's not getting that.
No.
And then now that probably means he's not going to have a match at SummerSlam unless he's facing Braun Breaker or Bronson Reed, because it's two nights for SummerSlam.
Well, my proposed LA Knight match is SummerSlam match is out the window. It was
Cena.
No. It was gonna be a match. I think it was gonna be because it was at MetLife tag team match. Run it back with it's LA Knight. Run it back with Logan Paul. Do LA Knight, Jalen Brunson versus Logan Paul and Tyrese Halliburton.
Well, they can't do that because Tyrese tore his Achilles.
Exactly. So
also, I don't think WWE wants 2 losers on the program anymore, so they're probably gonna. Ew, you get hurt. Ew.
I just wanted Tyrese Halliburton. I believe he could work as a heel.
Well, of course he can.
When healthy. So, like, I wanted him to show up here in Cleveland for that SmackDown. Him and Logan Paul just like, you ain't nothing, Cavs ain't nothing.
Well, yeah, if he would have won the championship,
right?
That probably would have, and he wouldn't have got hurt. That would have been the thing.
Oh man, that would have been great.
Like, just show up.
Yeah, that's a perfect like house show feud. I thought again, Night of Champions. Except for the parts that I'm going to talk about later in the show. I thought it was a fine show that moved along stories. And I'll say the same about Raw. Raw wasn't like the greatest episode ever, but a lot of stories got moved. And, we're starting to see direction for a lot of characters.
I had to really try to find things to not like about Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was nitpicking on a few of them. Again, Kairi Sane being one. Hey, we got a video package of her on a ship, kind of. Like, that's... but still not explaining why the hell she's a pirate princess. Mm-hmm. Like, we're a family. Did she come from generations of pirates? Like, what the hell? Why are you a Asian pirate? I don't understand. Like, it blows my mind.
Don't know, don't care.
And again, it's not like her in-ring work has been worthy of me caring about her promos, or the fact that she can't cut them, or the fact that she's in a video package because no one wants to wrestle her, or whatever. I don't know. Like, I just don't. Evolution will be fine if Kairi Sane's not on the card. That's all I'm going to say. Like, we will survive. Trust me. The fact that Stephanie Vaquer wasn't on the card made no sense.
Yeah.
But Kairi Sane was.
Yeah, well,
Ivy Nile was on the screen multiple times. No Stephanie Vaquer.
I understand that. I do like the potential of her as like the new temporary leader of the group.
They have their new leader.
Oh, they do.
And it's El Grande Americano. The real El Grande Americano. Gunther told Ludwig Kaiser to go find himself, and he found a mask in Mexico. And he found
a
group of misfit toys to lead while the other guy's out with a kayfabe shoulder injury.
You do. Oh my goodness. You do know where that's gonna lead to.
Oh
right?
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Now one of those two, one of those two is gonna get really over from this.
Correct.
Either Ludwig or Chad is gonna get really over. Now how they play this out is gonna be very important because Chad had momentum after the Otis crap.
Correct.
And it's kind of been just hanging by a thread now. So this is an opportunity.
By the way, by the time this show gets released, he might be released.
Who, Chad Gable?
No.
Otis.
Yeah.
No, he's the next Dusty Rhodes, right? That's why he's got to go over to AEW.
You know, we have 3 other clips to play today. We couldn't get that clip in.
Yeah, shocker. It's been expunged from the record. You had possibly one of the best takes of your life this past weekend, but of course we're bringing up one of the worst takes that you had to. God.
Even Pete, who doesn't watch WWE programming weekly,
Pete saw him. He's like,
"Dude,
man, I don't know.
what are you doing, man?
That's,
what are you
hey,
doing?
what I know, but you know.
I understand a lot of the other stuff you're talking about, but that dude, I'm gonna knock you on your ass like this. What are you doing?
Oh my God.
Boy, man. One of the highlights of Cena's run. Did I not switch this picture? I did not.
That's the pipe bomb.
Wow. I thought I switched the picture.
But this is good though, because the retaliation to this is actually our favorite promo of the week. Now, again, this happened. There's been some shows in between, but this was so good that even when we recorded a few days early, it was still worth being our favorite promo, because Punk came out and did something that I was not expecting. I honestly, I said before last week when we recorded the show, saw last Friday, I was like, hey, if this is it, they're going to do something because they're all in Saudi, whatever. But if that was the last real big shot that was fired.
This right here. The pipe bomb.
If that was it, I'm good. I want to see the match. And then they just turned up to 11 again. And listen, he's not a rapper. I understand that. People were like getting on for messing up a few words here or there because, CM Punk's rap album came out 10 years ago, right? But like, for the most part, delivered it fairly well. As a middle-aged Chicagoan, probably should. He's not Chance the Rapper. He's Philip CM Punk Brooks. And he did drop some bars.
Yeah.
With that blood money over in Saudi Arabia.
Based out of Real Glass Records.
Yes.
Courtesy of WWE. Go ahead, Pete.
Yo, check it. This is basic punkonomics. Don't adjust your television set. Your eyes are working just right. This clown plagiarized my pipe bomb, so now I'm stealing word life. And you had to rip me off to cut your best promo, just to distract from the fact that we all see you move in slow-mo. Remember when he used to rap? Yeah, you deserve all the criticism. You're like a Timu Macklemore, but with Mackle-less rhythm.
That went over the head in Saudi.
And he said I'm a problem. He called me a player hater. Let's be honest. John Cena's buried more talent than The Undertaker.
He admitted that, too.
That's why he's the champ. And he went and lost all his respects. But hey, John, I get it. I'd retire too if this place rehired my ex.
That's good. That's good right there.
So my son has an affinity for John Cena now. If you haven't noticed. He even tells his girlfriend about him.
You have a girlfriend now?
No. Should we
I'm
say
more
hi,
interested about that than that.
Should we say hi to Hadley, or what should we do? Yeah.
Aw.
He went to her birthday party, like I think it was 2 weekends ago now, bowling. So.
Oh,
yeah.
how was it?
It's good. Yeah. She was very excited to see him.
Okay.
He got her some nice gifts.
Aw.
Yeah, they played. So. Yeah. Hey, you want to get my shot? I'm talking about you. All right. Just deal with it. Nevertheless, this went on for a minute. We can't play the full thing because we'd like to still have this podcast air.
Yes,
but
please.
Yeah, like this was great. I think the fact that they went there and he actually had the, I don't want to say courage, but like you kind of have to you're going to look ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
And some of the people on like TikTok that just hate CM Punk that I've seen too, like, oh, he looks like my drunk uncle or whatever. It's like, okay, you're being funny, but like that's exactly how Cena used to dress. And he looked like that just without a beard. Like it was legit. This is what it was. And he played that character about as well as I would expect CM Punk to be able to do that. And when you think about where he could have went, Like, there wasn't really anything else he could have done to John that was going to hit anywhere near as close as the pipe bomb did. Because for Punk, the pipe bomb really saved his career and put him on the path to where he is today, where he's in the discussion for something we're going to talk about next week, which is, of course, our top 10 wrestlers of all time. Whereas John, basic thugonomics, saved his career.
Yeah.
He was about to get released, and he started rapping on a bus. It's the well-known story, right? Stephanie McMahon heard him. They gave him the gimmick. He took off, and now he's a 17-time champion.
I didn't even think of it like that.
So
You're spot on.
It's very much like two defining moments for these guys, and this is what we wanted with John Cena's retirement tour. If he's going to wrestle people from his past, it has to be impactful and it has to be important. Because it's the last time you're going to see it. We're not seeing him and Randy Orton again, as much as Randy wants to win King of the Ring and finish second every year. We're not going to see him and CM Punk again. This is it.
And Triple H said it, too, at the post show. Like, you know, the fans were chanting one more time. That's it.
No, because there's no reason to go back to it now. This was billed as the last time. It's how it's going to be. When he eventually, probably, inevitably wrestles The Rock, because it will probably happen maybe at the end of his retirement tour.
Right.
It'll be the last time. The only person I'm kind of sad about is Edge. We're not going to get that because he wanted to go wrestle with the funny boys over in AEW.
Yeah,
but,
and like do high jumps
and
stuff
then get
off
hurt
the top
every
of the
other
cage.
time too. Like he's getting more injured than this guy was. But I mean, like that's whatever. Like,
I am very happy though that, and we could talk all day about like CM Punk's return and everything. For years, I never thought we would see this again.
Never.
None of this. I didn't think we would see this again.
Even after he came back, I wasn't sure because John's obviously been very part time. Like, and he hasn't really wrestled. So this is a luxury.
We could debate where Punk Cena ranks as far as top Cena rivalries.
Oh, it's up there.
I can argue, and we're not going to spend time on it right now, but I could argue number 1 or number 2 or number 3. Top feuds in John Cena's history. Of course, I think this is CM Punk's top feud in his history.
Oh, 100%.
But to think about where this feud was, even well before the pipe bomb, and then the pipe bomb, and where it went, all those years off, the different roads these two have traveled since, it was an honor to be able to get this feud and to get this match one more time.
And for them to deliver, too. Like, it's one thing we saw with Randy. We weren't impressed with any of it. Like, it was like, okay. They didn't really cut.
It was the whole, like, oh, I'm a father now, so Cena, you're not a father. You don't understand.
It didn't make a lot of sense, their mini feud, because they didn't call back on anything. It was just, we've known each other for all this time.
You could tell. Let me add this, too, real quick, Kyle. You could tell that everyone, Cena and the writers, Triple H, they're learning on the fly. Like, they have a plan, but Cena talked about, like, how much things have changed throughout this road. You know, they're learning, too.
Yeah.
See, like John Cena was a babyface for 24 years.
Yeah.
So they're learning as well how to book him as a heel. And you're seeing the progress, because maybe it was a good thing that Randy Orton was the first feud. You know, because there's not much depth to explore out of a Randy Orton feud.
They just both were... They were the stars on opposite brands most of the time. Bless you, Pete. But they were both on different sides, of the aisle, and that was their story. It was always like, boy, wouldn't it be something if they faced each other? And then all they did was face each other for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And it was just like every single match. Like I said, there's only one person that I'm going to be bummed out, and it's not seeing him and Edge one more time. Him and Edge in Toronto would have been great one more time.
It would have been.
But he couldn't wait a couple more years and then go to AEW.
There you go, Adam.
Yeah, Adam Copeland.
There you
Cope.
go.
Cope.
Cena versus Cope.
Yeah.
Feud of the year. Cena versus Cope.
I've never wanted an AEW WWE partnership less than I do when you say it like that.
There is a partnership that we both want.
Yes.
And you will see this partnership right now. What should fans who might be watching you here in Cleveland for the first time, they look you up on the website, on the app, they call you, what should they expect?
Yeah, I mean, first off, between me and my team, you're going to get one of us. If you want to deal directly with the man, you're more than welcome to. I don't mind. I love working with customers because I look at it this way. I have a lot of good life experience financially. I've said 12 years of banking. I've got now 2.5 years of insurance. I have a lot of money and just kind of life and financial stuff knowledge. So that's what I look to do, is to truly help people get from that point A to point B financially. it's not about just, saving money on auto insurance, sure, but if I can kind of turn that into a better discussion, really help people understand what actually insurance does, why it's important, because it's not a tangible. I joke when I leave that I lock the office door so no one steals all the insurance, but there's not just insurance laying around. So like there's just it's kind of a mystery kind of component in people's lives that they think is a scam and all the different things you hear. It's not. It can feel like it sometimes. I'm not even going to say that it doesn't, but if you understand how it works and understand and have a person who you can go to help with those kind of situations, that's what we're here to do. That's what my team's here to do. That's what I'm here to do, and that's what I take a lot of pride and have a lot of passion in, obviously, as you can probably tell. So,
well, I know you said the joke, hey, we locked the door so no one steals the insurance, but it's exactly right. She had like 5. It's crazy. Talking about that.
It's nuts. It really is.
Yeah. You know what else is nuts? Our State Farm agent is a professional wrestler.
The proof? There it is.
There he is, singlet and all. But his day job and what he would consider, I think we could say, his career,
yes,
is helping you. And of course, talking about Mike Fabert from State Farm, the official sponsor of the promo of the week here on the Side Hustle Wrestling podcast. And appreciate Mike for coming aboard and staying with us. I think it's getting close to probably...
Yeah, almost a year.
Yeah.
I think coming up in August, it'll be a year.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll tell you what, and we talked about it all the time, and Mike's been in the studio with us before. You just saw it. He's been in the studio with us. You know. But listen, a lot, you don't want the uncomfortable conversation about insurance. You don't want to be caught off guard. You want to have somebody who you trust. You want to have somebody with a proven record of success. His entire team, they do a great job here locally in Cleveland. Offices in Cleveland Heights, Lee, and Mayfield. Mike Fabert does an unbelievable job with whatever you need, whether it's home insurance, renters insurance, auto insurance, pet insurance. Again, we joke about the pets, but with this heat that's been happening, lately, you need somebody who you could trust, and Mike Fabert is that guy. That you could trust. Again, go to his website, myfabertagent.com. That's myFabert agent.com, and you can set up a personalized quote right there on the website for whatever you're looking for. Plus, you can also see all the insurances policies that he offers. You can see it right there on the website. Again, myfabertagent.com. Mike Fabert. And Kyle, you want to share the number?
Yeah, 216-932-6900. That's 216-932-6900, of course, for our audio listeners as well. If you don't feel like going to the website, give him a call. Honestly, this is one of the things that helps too. A genuine person who's just fun to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
So you may start talking about like, hey, yeah, I got you on the Side Hustle Wrestling podcast, and I'm kind of curious about what you got going on. I've been in between insurance providers, that kind of thing. Maybe I have a quote or I have insurance, and I'm looking to kind of shop around a little bit and see what he could do for you. And then the next thing you know, you could be talking for 45 minutes about take your pick.
Yeah, seriously.
Any type of sport, music, whatever it is. He's a big horror film, loves movies and stuff too. Dude is a Rolodex of knowledge as well. Loves to travel and see a bunch of different spots too. He said it helps his perspective on like working with insurance too.
Yeah.
So different avenues, different things. You can travel down all of them with Mike as your guy.
It's a cool thing with our sponsors because they're all friends too.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying friends, just like, they help us with the show. I mean, like legit friends.
Yeah.
And it's really cool.
I slept on his couch once.
He was so glad to get you out of that couch. I'm kidding.
That's when you say really, and I say no.
I know that's what you were going for, so I didn't take the bait.
Yeah. That's tragic.
He does have a couch. He has chairs. He has a desk.
Talk about his office?
Yeah, his office.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I was envisioning the office.
You start talking about his bedroom now, too, while you're at it?
Actually, I don't think he has a couch.
They
But
don't
he does
think
have chairs.
They don't think he has a couch, no. He's not a therapist. He's an insurance agent. Though sometimes you have to play therapist sometimes when you're dealing with
listen,
him.
he played therapist for me. I'm not going to lie to you.
You get the right insurance claim, you may have to be a little bit of therapist.
You know what? And that's a good point, too.
Does he have a PhD? He might as well at this point.
Might as well.
Yeah.
Might as well. Like Kyle mentioned a few minutes ago, too, his night job is the claims adjuster.
He's a gentleman of the night.
Gentleman of the night. That's so good.
Is it?
So good. The big story in this town here in Northeast Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio, Cuyahoga County, is the Cleveland Browns.
For all you people not Northeast Ohio, try and spell Cuyahoga for me.
Cuyahoga.
Cuyahoga.
Yeah. Not just a few miles out, Ashtabula County.
Ashtabula, yeah.
Mentor, Ohio.
Medina.
Just stone's throws away from Medina, Ohio. Meanwhile, up
Lebanon.
the road from Medina, Ohio, is Brook Park, Ohio.
Just a ways.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a couple of Shador Sander traffic tickets away.
Oh, jeez.
Is Brown Stadium. Boy, we're on a roll today. Episode 79.
I mean, if you
get some, baby.
what's the point of having your car be able to go triple digits if
I
you
do
don't
agree with
drive
that.
it that?
I actually do agree with that.
If you want me to follow the speed limit, make the max on my car 70, so I can't go over that. That's what I'm saying.
max on a lot of these cars is like 140.
It's like, okay, yeah,
For
I have a
somebody-
Honda CRV, but I can go 160 in this car for what? Like, what the hell am I going to street race with my Honda Civic? Like, come on. Like, what are we doing?
So
That's a different podcast.
Right. So the reason why we bring this up is not to discuss the Cleveland Browns side of things. You
Yeah.
have a lot more sources you can go to for that.
Yeah.
The reason why we're bringing this up is because of the question that's up top. And for our audio listeners, we'll present it to you. New Dome Stadium coming in 2029.
That's
Yep,
right.
2029. Will Cleveland, Ohio, or Brook Park, Ohio, host a future WrestleMania? Now, the clip we're going to play for you to try to tie things together is a clip from a current WNBA star. And the reason why we're bringing her into the discussion is because Cleveland will soon be awarded. Well, they have been awarded. They'll start playing in 2028 a new WNBA team.
Yep.
The reason why we're bringing this particular person's comments up is because she's not the only one that's having these conversations. WWE could be having these conversations as far as determining what are the next sites for WrestleMania. And we already saw your city, New Orleans, lose out on WrestleMania after being awarded WrestleMania to go back to
Yeah.
Las Vegas.
Not enough hookers.
Not enough hookers. Yep. Well, the good news here is that this stadium,
It's like, yeah, you got a point.
actually for this stadium, there are certain clubs nearby that will fulfill that request. So
This is gonna be a Brook Park
automatically,
Road.
we're in the clear.
Listen, guys, have you heard of Crazy Horse?
So this is Sophie Cunningham. Did I get that?
Yeah. And she looks like she slept a lot lately.
So she plays for the Indiana Fever. She is, if you recognize the team, the teammate of Caitlin Clark.
She is the Dennis Rodman of the Indiana Fever, if you're wondering, by the way.
So she stuck up for Caitlin Clark for a while. So
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, on the good side. And then
I never liked someone and also disliked them so much in one day.
So she was asked by the media about the WNBA expansions of some of the newer teams, and here's what she had to say.
NBA side, because it is helpful. It's way more helpful. You just get more perks, more opportunities, and so I get that aspect. But I also think that you want to listen to your players too. Like, where do they want to play? Where are they going to get excited to play and draw fans? And I do think that Miami would have been a great one. Like, everyone loves Florida. Nashville is an amazing city. Kansas City, amazing opportunity. There's a huge arena downtown that no one's using. And I think that the Women's Soccer League is showing that, like, people draw, and so I'm not so sure what the thought process is there. But at the end of the day, you also want to make sure that you're not expanding our league too fast. I think that's also another thing, that you don't want teams to totally dominate and then have teams that aren't. And so I just think that it's kind of a hard decision-making team or situation. But man, I don't know how excited people are to be going to Detroit or Cincinnati.
So I have a general problem with this. Why are the media? This doesn't happen in the NBA. Doesn't happen in the NFL. They're not going to the backup offensive lineman asking them about the state of the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Why is this interview not with Caitlin Clark? Why is this interview not with Aaliyah Edwards or one of the starters? Kelsey Mitchell, whatever. One of the girls that are actually like contributing consistently. You have the biggest star in the league on this team,
Right.
and you're interviewing Sophie Cunningham about the expansion of the league.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, the person who's pretty much, we can be honest, almost solely responsible for putting them back on the map and even opening this door
100%.
to where it really is,
Yep.
is nowhere to be found. Nothing against Sophie Cunningham. It's not like I have a vendetta against her. And again, we're biased because we're in Cleveland. I understand that, and I'm sure the other cities that are involved are like, "Oh, fuck you." But like, this is no offense, like, but I'm not going to ask Jordan Clarkson how he feels about possibly Seattle getting a team again soon or something like that.
Boy, that's a throwback.
I'm asking LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
I'm asking Steph Curry. Yeah. I'm asking Kevin Durant. I'm asking Giannis. I'm asking a star.
That's a Donovan Mitchell question. That's not, one of the backups, right?
Even then, I don't know if I'm asking Donovan that.
Yeah.
I'm the top tier people, I want to know your opinion on it because that's going to track. It's going to get clicks, all that stuff. This is, again, the take in general is ridiculous. The thought of Cleveland not being a destination is ridiculous because WWE proved it.
Yeah.
When they booked SummerSlam here, and they were actually pretty surprised. A lot of people came to that show.
Yeah, we talked about it when we did the show from West 6 last year. We talked about how that show here in Cleveland outsold AEW All-In in London. And that was at Wembley Stadium, and this was just at the current Cleveland Browns Stadium. And it outsold, I think it was 55,000 versus 52,000. So, that's that. I wanted to bring that clip up, not necessarily to slam her. I mean, of course,
it's a general opinion.
What she said was stupid. She didn't even actually say Cleveland. She said Detroit, and then mixed us up with Cincinnati, which was stupid. So the whole comment in general was stupid.
If you're gonna take shots, at least get the cities right.
Right.
Like whether we agree or not.
Gilbert. You got Dan Gilbert quote tweeting like, "Listen, chill, okay."
Like why? Again, for a reporter to even ask her that question. Because no one's going to give a crap about what she has to say about that. The only reason why she's in the news recently, if it's not because she's posting thirst traps on TikTok or Instagram, is because she pushed someone who pushed Caitlin Clark.
Right.
That's the reason why she's in the news recently.
Which, from that standpoint, I respect.
And again, hey, solid WNBA player. She's a contributor off the bench on that team. Congratulations. I'm glad you found a role and a spot for a team and you're a good basketball player. But, I don't care what Sophie Cunningham has to say about that. Just like I don't care about the random armchair quarterback fan or whatever that says, "Oh, this is a bad idea," or "Why are they leaving Cleveland?" or whatever. This is moving to Baltimore. This is leaving the state of Ohio, multiple states over, right? No, this is moving 15 minutes down the road, and this is opening up opportunities for us to even have this topic to begin with. Because right now, no, they're not going to have WrestleMania at Cleveland Browns Stadium on the lakefront in April. It's not happening.
No.
Even with the heat we've had recently, it doesn't expand that far. They don't want to take a chance. They did it once in Philadelphia, and people were pissed off. They were pissed off the entire
they're
time.
scared away. They will never go back to Philadelphia.
It's fair weather cities or dome now is what you're going to get with WrestleMania. I'm actually more surprised they haven't gone to Hawaii yet, but that's probably because it's so isolated they're not going to do it. But nevertheless, this is a very real option.
So we wanted to bring this clip up because these are actual conversations that companies like WWE, the NCAA and others, you get this stadium, you get a dome stadium to land big events.
Yeah.
And you just mentioned a big part just a second ago. The current old Cleveland Browns Stadium hosted SummerSlam.
Yep.
Now, I'm not saying that they would host SummerSlam again if the stadium were to stay up, but that's the benchmark right now in the world of professional wrestling. The benchmark is SummerSlam here in Cleveland. So let me start there. This new stadium, would it get a SummerSlam or Royal Rumble?
I think Royal Rumble is probably the next thing they would get. And the reason why I say the door is open is because they had the success of SummerSlam and Indy's getting a WrestleMania as well in a Royal Rumble. So, they had the Royal Rumble. They're going to get a WrestleMania.
They will, yes.
Indy, Lucas Oil, all that stuff.
And they're getting a SummerSlam, too.
Yeah, so this is my point. The door is open once this happens sometime in the 2030s for Cleveland to be a spot, probably more towards the mid-2030s, to get a WrestleMania here in town, which is going to be fantastic. At that point, he'll be old enough. I'll be able to take him to that, too. We'll see if he's still into wrestling at that point. I would assume he will be because, I will be. So,
right.
Yeah, it's a very strong possibility, and this opens the door to not even just obviously WrestleManias, but other events like that, like Royal Rumbles, like SummerSlam, Survivor Series. Survivor Series this year is at Petco Park. They're not going to do that obviously in November at Progressive Field, so this is another option. You set up seating to make sure you can handle Survivor Series or whatever. Another big show will come to Cleveland because of this, and it'll be the set now for it. It'll be okay. SummerSlam did really well. They have this brand new dome facility. What if we try running one of the winter events there, like Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, something like that? Let's see how that does. If that does really well, we're going to start talking about a WrestleMania.
And I like the skating rink that they show, like, on the outside, too. That's, like, something you could highlight, too, as far as promotional packages.
Again, I don't find a reason why this doesn't make sense, not just for the Browns or whatever, too, but for the entire Northeast Ohio community, because this is what people wanted. They wanted it downtown. You're not going to get it downtown. This is an opportunity to bring stuff like this here. Taylor Swift's tour here. That kind of stuff here, because you have the capability any time of the year. It's not like, oh, well, from May to September is the only time we can get people to come, and because that's all the space. Like, no, or it's not going to be.
You don't have to find a perfect date for a Rolling Stones concert.
And I've heard a lot of bad stuff about watching concerts at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. The games are fun, like the Cavs games and stuff are great. But my brothers went to concerts there. My mom went to a concert there. All that stuff too for Elton John when he was rolling through. Like, I love Elton, but like it was not the best spot for a concert. This is an opportunity for those big artists to come through. You could have a Kendrick Lamar or a Drake concert. You could have whatever in that arena.
Well, concert promoters, and they usually run through the same. I think Live Nation does a lot of those. A lot of times, it's like dots on the map, right? So, all right, out of these 5 cities, out of Detroit, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, and Indy, we can only pick 2 or 3. So, like, which ones can we, can maximize value?
And what time
Cleveland,
of year?
And what time it is. Yeah. Cleveland was almost always eliminated from that conversation because, like, Pittsburgh's far to the east, so you get them.
Indy and Detroit get bumped up because they have dome football stadiums.
100%. And all
Ford
the stuff
Field
that's
and,
around it.
Yeah, Lucas Oil.
And that was the thing that impressed me when I went to the Rumble in Indy. Was like, it wasn't the stadium's impressive itself. Yeah. But it's all the stuff around it. It's the convention center that they have. That's all there that you could do different events. You could have WWE. And that's going to be my question here. I think Northeast Ohio, and I think the stadium, especially if the Haslams hook up with David Gilbert, who does the Destination Cleveland and all that, they usually do an unbelievable job of booking events here. The key is going to be, what does WWE want? Because the only thing that scares me is the fact that they've gone back to Vegas. So I don't know what exactly is WWE looking for in terms of WrestleMania and what they want WrestleMania weekend. Now, if it's laid out in terms of, hey, we want all of our events indoors. We want, easy travel. We want, a centralized location where everybody can come in, accommodation, everything. SummerSlam opened the door and proved that Cleveland can deliver on all those fronts. And now imagine with more resources. Yeah. If WWE chooses not to exclusively stay in Las Vegas for WrestleMania.
No, because people will offer more money. This is also part of their mindset, too, is if it's just going to be Vegas, that's fine. But we know people are going to, and it's part of the TKO business model, too.
Yeah.
More people will pay more money. Saudi's going to pay more money. Whoever's going to pay more money to try and get this event because they're starting to see we're trending towards keeping it here. They won't keep it in one spot because of the history, but they will go to Vegas frequently, maybe every other year or something like that. It's kind of like with All-In and AEW now. They've hunkered down in London. Hey, guess what? Our big show every other year or close to every year we're going to have here gets people excited that are there. It's a place they don't go to frequently.
Right.
Because it's overseas, too, and we know England's crowd's insane when it comes to pro wrestling, so it's a smart place to do it if you're going to do it.
Right.
Especially for them because they don't really care as much about they're very much more popular, probably, I would assume, internationally when it comes to name recognition of their talent.
Correct.
Because a lot of the people they took were from New Japan or whatever, or even England, or they wrestled over there.
An Omega Okada match overseas would be, you know. Yeah.
People will lose their mind. People will still be excited here, but it's going to be another level in Japan or London or wherever you want to call it.
Well, again, the cool thing is this gives you an opportunity to have this conversation.
You get to be in the discussion.
And if you're going to have somebody like Cunningham have those comments, I'm sure people who have never been here in Cleveland,
Miami,
Every
the city that couldn't sell out NBA games when they were winning championships with LeBron.
Yeah, she brought up like, oh, how about Miami? I'm like, people don't go to the
people
NBA
go to Miami.
games.
People go to Miami to see stuff that's waxed and then to have to go out at night. They don't go to.
They're not
sporting
going
events.
to a WNBA game. Are you kidding me?
Come on, man.
Let's be smart here, folks.
Don't just say nice weather cities or big cities because you just want to say them. Like, I mean, the again, it's someone who has no idea what they're talking about. And, we're not experts in this either, but like I've worked in news for a long time. I can tell you what markets. We obviously have jobs now too, where we can see interest levels in certain markets and cities. The ones that are getting teams, they want teams, and they have investors that are pushing for the teams.
Yeah.
And obviously won. This wasn't they came out of nowhere and just said, hey, we'd like a team. It was like, no, this was a process. And again, if I'm the WNBA, I'm not saying I'd fine her, but it's like you can't be talking about this
You can't
stuff.
say that, too.
It'd be one thing if Caitlyn said something because, again, that's our star.
Yeah.
And if she has an opinion, we're curious about that.
Yeah.
But with you, like, we can't be – and then the media, too. Like, I'm pulling that person's credentials because what the hell are you doing?
Megan Gallagher from Omega Video Marketing, she was here in studio. We'll air her interview next week. But she mentioned a big point. It was like, she went to the all-women's sports bar.
How excited they were for this?
That's crazy.
Like, how this, again, getting women's sports forward and on the map and stuff, too, and then to say stuff like, I don't think they deserve it. What about these cities? It's like, this is part of the problem. You'll never hear someone in the NBA go, man, Oklahoma City really didn't deserve a team. Like, what about this city or that city? They'll say, what about this city or that city, but we're excited for Oklahoma City.
Right.
Like, I've never seen so much self-sabotage in a league. And Caitlin Clark's a perfect example.
It's a spot-on example.
This woman from college, got people. She was selling out college stadiums.
Yeah.
19, 20,000 people. She's doing the same thing now, but half the league, I didn't like her. LeBron is a good example. People, listen, they didn't like playing LeBron because he whooped them. But they understood what he meant to the league. And understood he was the next bridge into a superstar. Him and Kobe were kind of like the guys that were going to carry the generation into Steph and all those guys too. And like, you don't see like half the league going, "Oh, LeBron, he's bad for the league," and they're fouling him and pushing him down and beating the hell. Like you can't do that and expect the league to grow and get better. You take care of your superstars. I'm not saying be nice and gentle to them all the time, but like you don't try to physically hurt them on the court or talk smack about them in Chicago on the air when you're a significantly worse basketball player than she is. When your field goal percentage
Go ahead, finish your Angel
is
Reese.
half of Pete's age. You're wondering if she shoots around 40%, so I'll let you do the math at home.
Look, listen,
But that's neither here nor there.
Look, we're a wrestler, but we do encourage trash talk. It just has to make sense. We talk about the stories.
Like what
it
I
has
just
to make
did.
sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it has to make sense, So
Stop sabotaging.
The funny thing about her saying
league.
that too, Cunningham saying that, there will come a day
She's gonna play
right
in Cleveland.
around 2028.
Yeah, when Caitlin Clark signs.
When her deal in Indianapolis is up, and that team from Cleveland, could be hosting her services.
She'll be a free agent.
And then
They'll
all of
be
a sudden,
aggressive.
there might be a few Caitlin Clark games in little old Cleveland Brown Stadium.
Tell you what, because at that point, I'm assuming she'll have won a championship. She'll probably have a couple MVPs because that's 4 years from now. I mean, listen.
We always talk about it. You got to smart business, and it's a team effort across the board. If it ain't happening, then forget about it. All right, when we come back.
Thank God this is the only AEW topic we have for the next 2 weeks.
I purposely did not switch this picture, but are you all in?
Look, it's going to be me after these recordings. I'm going to be asleep.
We still got work tomorrow.
Yeah, I know. I need my rest.
Also coming up, what's coming up next? My commentary about.
Yeah, Megan was happy when she was walking out. It was like, yeah, finally Our boy finally decided to stick up for women. It was great.
Well, no, this is a topic that needs to be addressed. We'll play my comments from from the Night of Champions Reacts coming up. We'll get Kyle's thoughts on it,
Speaking
too.
of being dressed, yeah.
But, yeah, we'll have that coming up for you a little bit.
Picture before.
Yeah. All right, back after this. What should fans who might be watching you here in Cleveland for the first time, hey, they look you up on the website, on the app, they call you, what should they expect?
Yeah, I mean, first off, between me and my team, you're going to get one of us. If you want to deal directly with the man, you're more than welcome to. I don't mind. I love working with customers because I look at it this way. I have a lot of good life experience financially. I said 12 years of banking. I've got now 2.5 years of insurance. I have a lot of money and just kind of life and financial stuff knowledge. So that's what I look to do, is to truly help people get from that point A to point B financially. It's not about just, saving money on auto insurance, sure, but if I can kind of turn that into a better discussion, really help people understand what actually insurance does, why it's important, because it's not a tangible. I joke when I leave that I lock the office door so no one steals all the insurance, but there's not just insurance laying around. So there's just it's kind of a mystery kind of component in people's lives that they think is a scam and all the different things you hear. It's not. It can feel like it sometimes. I'm not even going to say that it doesn't, but if you understand how it works and have a person who you can go to help with those kind of situations, that's what we're here to do. That's what my team's here to do. That's what I'm here to do, and that's what I take a lot of pride and have a lot of passion in, obviously, as you can probably tell. So,
well, I know you said the joke, hey, we lock the door so no one steals the insurance, but it's exactly right.
Small business owners are superheroes, but nowadays running your business means doing so inside your shop and on social media. That's why you should make Omega Video Marketing your sidekick. With a decade of content creation experience, I create dynamic, informative, and fun videos for your specific social needs that will increase brand awareness, get you more followers, and keep your social pages and websites current and fresh. I offer flexible pricing and turn times and will work with you to understand your brand and your story. All of that comes from the heart. My award-winning expertise is just the cherry on top. So let's get connected. After all, your brand is the alpha and my expertise is the omega.
We cannot wait. As we mentioned before, she will be, Megan Gallagher will be in studio next week. For next week's show. She was here earlier.
Yeah.
But next week's show, she'll be on to talk about Omega Video Marketing and the shift of business that she's taking Omega Video Marketing. We're excited about it. It's going to be event-based coverage.
Yeah.
Saw a lot of good stuff over these past few weekends with some of the events that she covered, and getting those extra set of eyes. The marketing is just in place. We use Omega Video Marketing. We're going to have some updated stuff coming up in a little bit. We cannot wait.
It's exciting, obviously, and her business has gotten to the point now where she's like, hey, I need to figure out a little bit of a better structure because I want to make sure I can give my clients time of day. And from her, obviously, full-time job, this is kind of like her side hustle, too. Even though it's an official business and she has a bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for walking through the screen again, Colton. Appreciate that, bud. No, don't come back. Where are you going?
I'm going to the bathroom, but it's pretty dark.
It's okay. The light will turn on when you walk out there. Oh, brother. You want to take this?
MeganRG440 at gmail.com.
I'll be right back, everybody.
MeganRG440 at gmail.com.
You got this, right?
Yeah. We'll play. You got 4 minutes. You're in good shape. But yeah, check her stuff out. And here's the cool thing about it's so hilarious. Here's the cool thing too. She brought her Emmy in the studio. We actually joked. I was like, hey, actually, we set up this interview just for me to take the Emmy. So I was, but she didn't allow that to happen. I failed miserably. She was like, I'm going to put this back in the box and head out. No, but again, Omega Video Marketing, MeganRG440 at gmail.com is where you can find her, get her services, and she does an unbelievable job. And again, you'll hear from her on our show at this time next week. So we cannot wait.
I should have done the trend
Video Marketing.
where I was like, this is my co-host, Anthony. He's going to tell us about our sponsor. You better listen. Isn't that the thing now?
Yeah, it should be. All right, let's go. That's my cue to go to the next slide.
Now you get
That was my fault. Pete.
now you get to explain this, too.
Well, I will explain it because there's something. Go ahead.
I swear to God, we run such a professional podcast.
It's fine. You guys had like a highlight like earlier in the show. That's like going in the show highlights about his girlfriend.
I have no words.
That's going in the highlights.
Well, yeah. what did I tell you? You walk in front of my camera, I'm talking about your girlfriend. Yeah, make all the faces you want.
All right. So in Saudi Arabia and other international, there was something that I noticed that I try to let go. It's been something I've noticed for a little while now. But I'm like, right. But it was really bad. It was really bad. In fact, there was a clip after I posted my commentary where, fans were booing Jade Cargill, and then she said, "Your mama," and then
boo your mama.
And, yeah, it was just funny. And then the all-male crowd, the dude's like, F you! He said the full word. F you! Nobody does that to, nobody does that to other wrestlers. Like, you don't say that. It's just...
Well, they used to pull knives on him, but that was a long time ago.
Yeah, a long time ago. We kind of went past that. But, yeah, we're going to play my commentary. This is from the Night of Champions Reacts. Something that I know. Oh, my goodness.
You can pull it up full screen, Pete. We're not going to get demonetized because of our own clip. So that's cool.
But take a listen to what I had to say here, because this is, I'm not a fan. Yeah,
what a face.
Just hit play.
Look at that mouth.
I do not like the treatment of black women in WWE internationally. Matter of fact, I hate it. And don't tell me that, Jade Cargill can't wrestle. And I understand, listen, she didn't have the greatest match. She didn't have the greatest finish. And I get that. I understand that. The way that crowd reacted, either no reaction or completely, they didn't boo anybody else on this show. They didn't boo anybody else but her. I'm looking through the card. They cheered everyone else they cheered for except Jade Cargill. Go back and watch the show. They at least cheered. I mean, they booed at moments that they're supposed to boo, things like Solo and other things, but they all got reaction. They all here we go. Everyone except Jade Cargill. Then what really disgusts me, go back to SmackDown a couple nights ago, or last night, go back to SmackDown. Naomi comes out to cut her promo, and they're chanting, are you kidding me? How utterly disrespectful you can be. And, we try to honor these international crowds, celebrating, different cultures and things like that. The same culture, by the way, who doesn't allow women to show any lick of skin. So you got pretty much a male crowd treating black women like that, telling a performer to shut the F up, booing another performer out of the building, not even generating reaction, nothing. And it's not just Saudi Arabia. Go back to that entire international tour before WrestleMania and watch how Bianca Belair was treated. You think that was out of spite, out of mind? Look at where that story was going back then at that time. Look at the story. The story was Bianca Belair did everything correctly to qualify for WrestleMania. Rhea Ripley was the one that was booked as a heel, as a crybaby heel, and she's getting cheered.
Way to WrestleMania. No. They said Win Elimination Chamber did that. They said be a special guest referee did that. And I did it all through blood, sweat, and tears. Yet Rhea could just walk in, do whatever she wants, and be added to the match.
Go back to some of the other Raws during the month of March and watch the treatment that they delivered to Bianca Belair, where she showed no heel qualities, none, booed out of the building. Don't tell me that there isn't an issue against black women in society, but in terms of WWE, don't tell me that there isn't an issue against black women internationally with these WWE shows. And this company needs to do a damn better job protecting them.
Yeah. So I told him pretty much right after you told me you posted that on the Instagram, you sent it to me. I watched it. I even edited the clip too when I put it on YouTube and I put it on TikTok. I put some more of the again just the cut screens in too. Honestly, one of the better takes you've had, if not the best take you've had since we started the podcast. You don't notice it unless you actually like start to like rack your brain and pay attention, because there isn't a lot of representation of black females in WWE, especially ones that are in prominent positions like this. For a long time, it was just Alicia Fox. And now you have someone who you're going to get very familiar with on my top 10 list of women's top wrestlers of all time, and Bianca Belair.
Mm-hmm.
You have Naomi, who's reinvigorated her career. She's had a great career to this point. Multiple-time women's champion, all this stuff, and now she's obviously front and center. You have Jade, who's, again, is she the best worker? But neither was Chyna. And Chyna is on everyone's top 5 of women's wrestlers of all time. This is someone who's paving the way for women who have not been in this spot before that look like her. Like, the treatment is kind of crazy when you think about it, because these are really talented women who are doing fairly good work for the most part. I mean, say what you will about Jade, she looks the part, 100%. She's more imposing than a Sasha Banks or one of those other ones, or that, you know, have the claims of being in the top, whatever. Like, she's there. Like, I don't know. I don't the focus on our crowds and our society on this topic is always out there. But these women are getting booed in Nashville. They're not getting booed in Atlanta. They're not getting booed in Rhode Island or LA or any of these. They're getting booed in London. They're getting booed in Italy. They're getting booed in Australia. They're getting booed in Saudi Arabia. Like, maybe we're not as big of a problem as everyone thinks. Everyone's got their issues. I'm not saying that this situation's perfect. But at the same point, bigger scope of things when it comes to how we view these women and what they're doing. I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head with this.
Yeah, and real thank you. And, like, just to add on, like, it's, you can criticize, you can boo, right? And we all do that. And I've even had, commentary about Jade Cargill's. Like, it's not just the commentary, right? It's the way the negativity is delivered, right?
And people were also like, you know what, with all these guys, don't make it about race, because, you know, this male superstar over here, this guy over here, or Trick Williams or whatever. It's like, it's not just about race. It's a double kind of whammy, so to speak. It's the fact that they're black and they're women.
Yeah.
So you're already kind of behind the 8 ball. I've heard male-dominated industry a lot over the past couple of weeks from some of the women that were getting interviewed, which is fair. But, like, it's the double part of it. Where now we already consider you less than because you're a woman. Oh, and by the way, you're also black. Like, it's like it's.
And we're not not in those countries. We're here in America. The vast majority of our audience, of course, is here in America.
It's 6% that are in the UK, so get your shit together.
So, like, we could talk about the scope of things here, but there is a difference in terms of respect, right? Solo was booed at Night of Champions, but it wasn't.
But it was a gimmick boo. It wasn't
they wasn't telling them to shut the F up.
There's 3 different kinds of heat. There's go away heat, which is people are booing you because they don't want to see you.
Which is something nobody wants.
No.
In entertainment.
But it's not the worst kind of heat you can have. There's straight up just heel heat, which is people hate you but they're entertained.
Right.
So they're booing you because they're having a good time. They don't want to see you win, but they're also excited to be there. Then there's the actual hate boos. And it's usually where you find a lot of the nasty stuff.
Yeah.
Go away heat is just eccentric. You suck. We don't want to see you. The hatred heat is we're going out of our way to boo you, not for entertainment purposes, not because we don't want to see you, but because we don't think you're worthy of being here.
And the chant too, Pete, if you can you go back? I think it's the midway point of the clip when Naomi comes up. Let me know if you can find it. This is kind of putting you on the spot here, but
it's like, oh shit, I have to produce something.
It's the, she comes out. It's the one that looks like this. It's the, she comes out, and you can boo, you can do whatever, but imagine taking your kids to a WWE show, to an entertainment show, to any entertainment show, and you get something that you don't like, and the response is shut the F up.
Yeah.
Like, that is not acceptable. Like, if we can, take a listen to this again here. Like, you can even see.
Are you kidding me?
Oh yeah.
Are you kidding?
Are you kidding me?
It was in Saudi. It was the night before.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't even. That's why it's not just a Jade thing. It's across the board. Like, and yes, Naomi is technically betraying a heel, but she's been getting cheered in domestic cities for her work.
Yeah.
And people have been booing her, but they haven't been telling her to shut up because they've actually been interested in what she's been saying.
Right.
So that's where the
You just don't do that to anybody, man.
Well, okay, so some people can take it, and some people's characters, like John Cena, that's nothing to them. Like he's gotten to the point where this is not a systemic issue with him. It's built in the storyline. I want you to tell me to shut the F up.
Right. Well, there's a difference between chanting John Cena sucks, or even chanting Naomi sucks, versus, like, you're not seeing any of those. You're not seeing any crowd telling Cena to shut the F up. You're just not. You're not. Probably the last time he was told that was ECW in 2006. But you're not. But that's
Very
not
extreme
happening.
Circumstances that are not. It's like a one-time thing, and that crowd was obviously different.
Right.
But like, there was still respect for Cena.
There was still respect.
Yeah.
Like, there was no lick of respect.
And he played into it. But
So-
this is the thing where, like, these, what are they supposed to do in that situation?
So
Like-
you even saw in that clip we just played, like, her head, like,
She could have been cutting the promo of the year. And if it was just about Jade, wouldn't they be cheering for Naomi? Because she's interrupting Jade's time. She's cutting into what she's doing. So that's the kind of the whole point of all this, is that it's not one person and their relationship with the WWE Universe. It's, in this situation, three people, one of which in Bianca, who is possibly the biggest star, one of the biggest stars in the company.
and that's why that storyline earlier in the year, I could not wrap my head around it. Look, listen, I understand Rhea Ripley is one of the most popular superstars in the entire company, and this is no shot at Rhea Ripley whatsoever. She's doing her thing. But go back to that story, the way it was booked. There was nothing that said Rhea Ripley was a babyface in any circumstance. And Bianca Belair did everything. So, anywho, thank you all for the comments and stuff like that. That has caught wildfire over on social media, but it's true. Like, all
Taking
the
off
stuff
California to put it out.
Oh, geez, all that's happened. Quickly before we wrap up,
And again in the middle. All right, go ahead.
man.
Gotta be shit. All right.
We're 2 weeks out, or as of this recording, 2 weeks out, or actually next week will be All In, one of 4 pro wrestling shows of the weekend.
That's gonna be fun. Are we planning to do that? I think we probably should watch it.
Let's give it a shot, see what happens.
Well, I think we kind of have to.
Yeah.
And it's on a Saturday, so we can actually have some fun. Maybe we can drink a little bit too.
I know.
Probably gonna need to.
Yeah.
To get through all of it. There'll be some parts I'm sure I'll like, but
So-
this will be my first ever. I have not watched an AEW pay-per-view.
You're in for an experience. I will tell you that.
I
Yeah, I'm telling you're gonna understand why I reacted the way I did that one show.
Is it possible for Mercedes Moné to wear less clothing? Let's find out when we pay $50 for it.
No. It's AEW is at their best on pay-per-view with the wrestling.
They don't have to tell any stories. The story has already not been told, so they can just have the match. I shouldn't say that. There's a couple things they've done okay.
I'll say this: if AEW All-In was in Indy, if it was in a closer city than Dallas, looking at the ticket prices, I would actually go.
Probably cheap.
They're cheaper than the Raw I went to in Columbus.
That's wild.
Actually, look up the ticket prices for Great American Bash, the NXT show. All way more expensive than AEW All-In.
People are actually going to watch one of those.
So, hey, listen, there's a marketplace, so they'll get people in. I do credit AEW for at least doing this show. I believe they needed their own WrestleMania.
Are they going to get 20,000 people in that baseball stadium? Last I heard, they were halfway full.
Oh, that's a good question.
And they've only got, they've got a little bit of time still.
They have time.
Per this recording, they still have over a week and a half.
They have time. Let's see. It'll be unfair for us to judge the main event feuds just because we're taping before Dynamite.
I think they'll probably get around 30,000.
Watch the reactions. There's your
Yeah.
plug.
We may actually post that one together. Because if we're going to be together watching it, if I'm going to watch a 7-hour wrestling show, because you know what's going to happen? It's going to bleed over into Saturday night's main event. We're going to be there and be like, fuck it, let's just watch this too.
Oh, Lord.
So I mean, like we're going to be man knuckle deep in some wrestling that day.
And just think,
how long is that show going to be, dude?
Just think, if Moxley and Hangman and the DC Comics universe finish happens, and I'm saying DC because not everybody can have the Avengers. Somebody has to be DC here.
Yeah, DC. All right, there you go.
Listen, Goldberg's match is only going to be 3 minutes long. So that was disrespectful.
I don't think so.
That was disrespectful.
You know what the crazy part is? I think that match is going to be like 20 minutes long.
I'm telling you, Gunther had the line of the night. They did the highlight tape.
Yeah, they're going to remember that. I tell you, it's going to be one or two things.
And then I looked at the tape. Oh my God, it was 3 minutes.
It's gonna. Of course, he checked before, but it's going to be one of two things in that match. It's either going to be he gets squashed, or it's going to go like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like we're going to see on the clock. It's going to be like, it starts at 8, right?
Yeah.
So it's a 2-hour show. So it's going to be like 9:35 when the entrance starts. We're going to be like, oh shit, this is going to go. Like this is going to go the distance. Oh my God.
We'll talk more about Goldberg in the next episode that we're doing for next week.
Maybe a little bit.
Listen.
Hopefully not too much.
I just hope, since we're paying for it, that this is going to be a good card.
I'm sure there'll be some.
It's going to be great wrestling.
There'll be some great wrestling and good matches on the card.
There's going to be some good matches.
Yeah, Lee Moriarty versus insert random name here is going to be great. Did you know that Sasha Banks is dating the Beast Mortos now?
She is. That's
Yeah.
right. Who is he?
He's the dude with the mask. That's in one of the. I think maybe he's in the Don Callis group. He's literally, his name is the Beast Mortos. He wears a beast mask.
How many people's in his family?
I don't know, but they have more toes than anyone I know of.
Actually, is there a reason why? And maybe I need this energy drink to.
We're gonna double taping tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that. Is there any reason why he has to do commentary for every match? Matter of fact, can you break down the AEW commentary team?
No.
And explain to me how
I'd rather not.
How it makes sense.
It doesn't. That's not Excalibur is the guy that does commentary. The Beast Mortos is a different wrestler.
What does he do?
The Beast Mortos?
Yeah.
He wrestles.
Where?
In AEW.
What show?
Dynamite.
He wrestles on Dynamite?
I think he's probably going to be on tomorrow night. Hey, he's dating Mercedes Bodet now, so he's probably going to get a spot. A good spot. He actually does wrestle.
What?
He also wrestles independents too, apparently. Like he does like AEW and stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
We're done.
Well, listen, her and Bailey were dating hairdressers and Aaron Solo before, so this is an upgrade in some capacity.
I mean, I'm sure he's a great guy.
I'm sure. Yeah, he's dating Mercedes Moné. He's got to be the class act. Second grade class. Just when you guys start dating MJF, like when's that's just gonna happen?
We're actually done.
Oh, we are?
Yeah, we're done.
Okay. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye. Happy 4th.